Hello and welcome to Party of Two Cruising. I'm Patrick, and I just was reading some stuff online, and there are some people who are upset at Carnival again because they canceled the diamond parties. They canceled the platinum and diamond parties for cruises 5 days and more, and they're upset. But who do you think's really more upset? Us or the cruise line? We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I normally don't like to get into the cruise news. I leave that to the other channels. And I just like to give you content, try to help you save some money here and there. So I don't get into the cruise news. But when I read this, I go like, what are these people thinking? Who's really suffering because they closed down the diamond party and the platinum and diamond party? So let's start with the diamond party first. Now, on the cruise we just got off of, on the Paradise, there was probably only about 15 diamond members on there. And now that they've canceled that, they are going to give you $50 each onboard credit to spend as you want. Okay? Now, because that was a 4-day cruise, there is no diamond and platinum party, so it didn't cost them much there. But let's go back a month to the Carnival Mardi Gras that we were on March 5th. We had 528 diamond members. Now, that's another video on another day. But 528 diamond members. So when you take that 528 diamond members, okay, and you take it that they're going to get a $50 onboard credit rather than have their diamond party, that comes out to be $26,400 that Carnival just gave out in onboard credits. Now it gets better. On that same cruise, and I don't remember the exact number, but I want to say there was 1,800 platinum members. So now remember, if you take those 1,800 diamond and platinums and you blend them together, okay, and you give 2 free drinks, they're not getting the $50 onboard credit, they're just getting 2 drinks anywhere you want. You're getting a voucher. So let's just say, because some mixed drinks are $10, beer is about $7, so just average it out to $18. For those 1,800 people, that's another $32,400 that Carnival's out. Now, I get it. A beer only probably costs them $1, but they still would have probably bought those beers or bought those mixed drinks. So Carnival's out quite a bit of money. So they're kind of doing the right thing. But people are still upset about it. It's costing them a lot of money. So what is the real problem? And I talked to somebody on the on the Paradise here last week while I was winning in the casino. They ended up getting it back. Trust me. That'll be on day 3, I think, or day 3 of the day 2 of my videos going up for the Carnival Paradise. But I was talking to him. He said it's not a lazy issue. It's not that people don't want to come back to the cruise ships. They're having trouble getting visas. The visas are America's problem, and they can't keep up because we are short-handed workers, and they can't keep up with issuing visas. Now, what is a visa? A visa really just goes with their passport. It's a stamp that they get, which means they can get off the ship, and there's 3 different types. There's the first one, and then there's the second one, a C1 or whatever it is, and then there's the third one, which gives them the right to do pretty much anything. Now, why do they need visas? Because let's just say they're flying into the United States and they're going to get on a cruise ship and start their work. They need a visa. So anyway, that's what's taking the time, is for them to be issued visas. It's not that they're lazy. Now, why are they all of a sudden short-handed? He explained to me, and it makes total sense. Remember when we started cruising again, right? They started a few ships, but then they started bringing all their crew back at the same time. Well, what's happened now is all their contracts are ending at the same time. So a lot of them are being offered, and this happened, we were on the Mardi Gras last month. Our waitress was offered $500 to stay 4 weeks longer and offered another $500 to come back 2 weeks early. So she was only going to get about a month and a half or 2 months off rather than her 3 months. And she said, I have no family really, other than, I live with my parents. I don't have a relationship. I don't have any kids. I'm taking advantage of it. That's a lot of money to me. To where our cabin steward was leaving at the same time, and he said, no, I'm going home to my family. I have a wife and kids. So you see where this is going. They're all leaving at the same time, leaving them short-handed, in turn waiting on visas for new people to come onto the ships to replace them. To where when they used to leave, they were leaving at all different times. So 5 or 10 people would leave a cruise ship after this cruise, but 5 or 10 people would come in and replace them. So they always had that staff on board, and that's where it's going. Do the visas, could they probably come up with some plan maybe to say, how about we suspend the visas if they're not going to get off the ship at an American port? Okay? But that means they couldn't get off in the United States, in the continental United States. They couldn't get off in Hawaii. They couldn't get off in St. Thomas, and they couldn't get off in Puerto Rico because they're U.S. territories. Or, again, Hawaii's owned by us, but you know what I mean. So there lies the problem, but I think they would still rather come back to work and just not be able to get off in those ports. Or give them a temporary visa to the entire cruise line saying, hey, these people can get off, they can do it. It's kind of like, needs to be repealed, somewhat of it anyway, almost like the Jones Act, okay? That needs to be repealed as well. All right, so what is the Jones Act? The Jones Act was actually created back in the 1800s, which said that a cargo ship that was not built in the United States or partially built in the United States and did not fly the American flag could not go from an American port to an American port. And I'm not going to get into all the politics about it. It was basically to make more money for the government at that point in time. And then in 1920, they called it the Jones Act. And then they changed it to affect cruise ships hauling passengers, which are considered cargo. And they called it the Passenger Vessel Services Act, okay, which in about 1920 came into play. Which basically, and some of you have probably never even really noticed this, that you always go from, say, Miami to, let's just say you hit Key West, but you always hit a foreign port before you come back. So, for example, if that doesn't happen, and let's say we left Tampa and it was a cruise to just Key West and back, we still have to go hit a foreign port. In 1994, Terry and I went on the Big Red Boat, if anybody remembers that, way before stabilizers. Need I say more? And we were just going to Key West. It was a 3-day cruise, and we were coming right back to Tampa. But in the middle of the night, when we left Key West, we had to go out to the Dry Tortugas. The captain got off, did some paperwork on a little small island out there, and got back on. But that was our foreign port that we had to hit before we come back. I don't want to use the word hit. We stopped that. And that's what I said. So a lot of people, for example, if you're going out of Long Beach and going to Hawaii, you do your 4 days at sea, you hit your 5 Hawaiian islands around there. When you come back, you're not going back to Long Beach. You're going back to probably Ensenada, somewhere down in the Mexican Riviera, because there's nothing between Long Beach and Hawaii, as we know. And you have to hit that foreign port before you can come back, or they get fined. Although there is one ship that can do that, and that's a Norwegian ship, the Pride of Americas, that actually does nothing but cruises around the Hawaiian Islands. Why can they do it? Because they fly the American flag, and part of the ship was built in the United States. So they have a lot of actual Americans working on that ship as well. So it's a little bit different type situation going on. But remember, now the United States government governs that ship. They tell them what they can pay them. They probably, even in their casino, they probably are watching their machines a little better than they are with our machines that we go on these foreign-based ships. until CLIA gets involved. Okay? So, again, going back to Tampa to Key West, let's just say that you get on a cruise ship. It's going from Tampa to Key West to Cozumel and back. And you go down to Key West and you miss the ship. The cruise line just got fined $762 for every person that missed that ship. The cruise line gets fined, not you. You did nothing wrong, okay, except miss the ship. Now, there is a little bit of leeway if, say, somebody gets sick and that person gets off, and then the spouse gets off to be with the spouse that's sick. Generally, there's a waiver that they can get that they don't get billed for that. Okay? So just to clarify it, you have to hit a foreign port. Okay? Now, that's why you'll also see, like when I say passengers or cargo, ever do a Panama Canal cruise, look at your port charges and your taxes and look how high they are. And the reason being is you're going through the Panama Canal. That Panama Canal charges for every person on that ship going through there. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars on one cruise ship that goes through the Panama Canal. And that is why your port charges and taxes go way up on those canal trips. Okay? All right. Hopefully this helped you out a little bit. Again, don't get angry because they don't have the parties. It's still costing Carnival a lot of money. Hopefully this will stay a short-term thing with the Cucini or Susini Del Capitano restaurants closing down for now, except on the Mardi Gras, which we will be on in just a day over 2 weeks. Can't wait again. That's our new favorite ship, by the way. So June 4th, we'll be on that. And anyway, hope you learned something. Do me a big favor because we're not going to make the 1,000 subscribers by June 4th. That ain't happening. So we can't go live there yet. Hopefully it's coming. We're up to 620 some right now. And I appreciate the subscribers that I've gotten in the last couple of weeks. We've kind of hit a little high there for a little bit. And I got some videos coming up again on the Paradise. I still got about 3 or 4 more of those coming up. And a couple of them are kind of funny. So please keep watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I put up a new video. And if you like what we're doing, give it the old thumbs up. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Patrick, and this is Party of 2 Cruising.